the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Market, like starting pitching will always be something important, but those teams that need to lock in that back end, like a Texas Rangers who could shorten the games with the Josh Hader, like I could see them definitely being in on him.
Well, speaking of the free agents still out there, Blake Snell, obviously Jordan Montgomery. It's been an interesting conversation. We just saw what Jordan Montgomery did, and Blake Snell obviously having a premier just all-time season in 2023. But both have been they're kind of still a gamble in a different kind of way. And Blake Snell, before last year, we were wondering if he was ever going to get it back. And he had it back in full force in 2023. But you're kind of banking on him turning the corner if you're giving him the kind of deal that he's seeking, and that this is the new norm for Blake. Who do you think is the better investment? Who would you feel, if you're a GM of one of these teams that's in on Snell and Montgomery, who do you think is the safer 3 to 4 year risk?
I think it honestly depends. I'm not trying to like go around the question, but I think it honestly depends on what your roster looks like. And I'll give you an example. If I'm the Yankees, I'm okay with going after and investing in a Blake Snell because I understand my window right now with Garrett Cole, who just won the Cy Young last year. I have a bullpen that was really good last year as well. I just didn't have offense. And now I've added to that offense by bringing over a Juan Soto. So now I've been able to supplement myself if I go and get a starting pitcher who doesn't necessarily go deep every time in the ball games, but I know he'll give me a chance to stay in the game. I think that's a team that could be willing to spend that type of money. But if you're a team that's not willing to take as much risk on because maybe you don't have those same factors that are going to help you like the Yankees, then I'm looking at a Jordan Montgomery. So an example of that would be if I'm the Boston Red Sox and I know I need a guy that seems like he can give me 32 starts every time out, at least 30 starts over the past 3 years. And I know predictability what I'm going to get with him. And my rotation was horrible last year as far as guys staying healthy. That's a priority to me. So I think it depends on what the team's priorities are. And then I even look at a Texas Rangers. You won't have DeGrom. You won't have Scherzer at the top at the beginning of the season. So the guys that you're paying the most money to aren't even being used. That would make me want to bring back a Jordan Montgomery because I at least have predictability with him. He may not be the dominant force that Blake Snell was last year, but at least I have an idea as to what he's going to give me each time out. So I think it really does depend upon what your roster looks like and how much risk you're willing to take.
Right now, it's January 6th, Xavier. Who would you predict signs Jordan Montgomery, and who would you predict signs Blake Snell?
I predict that Jordan Montgomery ends up signing with the Boston Red Sox.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I do. And I think that because with them being willing to trade away Chris Sale and they went and got Giolito, but at the same that they still need to bring in another starter, like at least one and maybe two. So I think they're still in on Montgomery. But also, when you asked me about Snell, I think Snell's going to end up just going to the highest bidder. I think the Angels look to be that team at the moment. I think they just seem to be wanting to bring in a number one guy, have a guy people can rally and want to go see. And I think Blake Snell is comfortable on the West Coast. So I think I see the Angels getting Blake Snell.
Go. Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.